GoKaruna-NIDHI Part-07 Introduction by Professor Tulsi Ram continues. The constitution proposed by Swami Dayananda for GOKARUNA-NIDHI Sabha is a democratic constitution which prescribes free elections subject to the quality and conduct of the members. The members have their rights and powers, but they have their obligations too. In no case is it suggested that the rights, powers and freedom of the members of the bodies of the Sabha are absolute. They are all related to their obligations. And the Sabha is supposed to be not merely an organization. It is to work as a family on the local as well as the global scale. Truly, can it be said of Swamiji that, according to him, the ideal of an organization is to be an organism in its character and conduct, that is, in working and administration. Every one of us, from the tiniest particle to the mightiest star, and the most populous planet, is a cell and participates in the cosmic organism. Every organization, every nation, and every country is a subsystem of the local total system, which is the creation is. We have to live as parts of the same beyond the national, the international, and the global boundaries. Swami Dayananda did not know English. The language of his original thought and expression was Sanskrit. He was a versatile genius and a voracious reader. He was very widely read in ancient Sanskrit literature, especially the Vedas and allied subjects. But he could not read anything in English by himself. Ordinarily, one would think of such a man as old and outmoded in his beliefs and unappreciative of modern problems and future directions of progress. Yet, we must assert, he was probably the most modern man, not only of the 19th century, but of all times. Once we think of his universal ideas and relate them to his evaluation of the historical processes which he absorbed around him, we realize that modernity does not consist in a language nor in the literature of a particular society written over a particular period of history. It is never static. It is always dynamic, and therefore it consists only in a certain attitude of the mind which maintains the dominance of freedom and creativity over circumstance and the environment. In Sanskrit idiom, it consists in the overbalance of kartrutva, doing, over bhoktrutva, sufferance. And this you can maintain when you insist on the freedom of the spirit against the pressures of the environment while you search for new modes of thought and action and institutions embodying the external truths and values. Modes and forms grow old, truth and values don't. The Sanatana, eternal, takes on ever new forms as the sun appears in a new form every morning. And this attitude of the mind is ever free and never tied to any language or society, be it English or European or American. The lack of English did not stand in the way of Swami Dayananda. Thus, as we have seen, Swamiji thinks of social and economic problems against a universal background. He believes in the unity of God and his universal fatherhood. The organismic unity of the universe, the systematic unity of cosmic law, the equality and unity of the human family, and its extension to the entire creatures. The sanctity of nature, including every blade of grass and every particle of dust, and then the grand movement of this mighty system to its destined course under the superintending eye of Providence. Hence, while asserting the calculating logic of economic considerations in his plans for the white and the green revolution through protection and promotion of the cow and other animals, all animals whatsoever, he maintains the eternal values of a happy family life. He says, love all creatures, protect and promote them as your friends. Do good unto all as you would do to yourselves and your own people. Take the best advantage according to the laws of nature, and they give you that advantage spontaneously and most affectionately. Do things human, and don't pervert yourselves into unhuman butchers, for meat is not man's natural food. Then he gives a prophetic warning. If you discreate nature and destroy the animals, you will disturb the balance of nature and invite the retribution of its universal justice. Thus, while Swamiji fought against superstition and social injustice such as untouchability, illiteracy, inequality of the sexes, etc., he also fought against the fashionable injustice of the slaughter of animals and the deprivation of the animals and farmers of their natural rights over pasture lands. He also gave us the idea of an organization, the ideal of which was to be an organism in its character and conduct, and suggested the extension of the organism to its global dimensions. Who could be more modern than he? And who could be further ahead of his time than he? Tulsi Ram. Here, the introduction of GoKaruna-NIDHI by Professor Tulsi Ram ends. Continued.